Welcome to another week of Check It Out, where I recommend titles for you to learn from, connect with, and explore. This week's title is The Girl of the Southern Sea by Michelle Katarusman. This is a realistic fiction book. And the plot is about a 14-year-old girl named Nia who lives in the slums of Jakarta with her alcoholic father and younger brother, whose name is Rudy. And she is still grieving the death of her mother from when Rudy was born. And because of that, because her mother is gone, she has to take on a lot of the responsibilities at home, including trying to keep their finances in order while her father keeps trying to spend their money on alcohol, or throughout the book they use a word called, it's Iraq, which means alcohol. So he's spending all of their money while she's trying to save it. Nia takes care of her brother, she does all of the chores, and she dreams of continuing her education going on to high school. Because in her town, they have to pay a fee in order to go to high school, and their family's having a hard time keeping that money together. So it seems like an impossible dream, but she works really hard throughout the whole book. She really wants to become a writer. She tells her little brother these really wonderful stories about a girl who lives in the Southern Sea, and that's a wonderful story that kind of weaves throughout the book. But she realizes that for a girl growing up in the slums, that the life that she dreams of might be really hard to accomplish. This book is excellent. It was such a fast read. You can see it's not very long. But there was some really great character development, which I loved. You learn so much about Nia, not just through her own thoughts and feelings, because the book is told from her perspective, but her relationships with other people in the book. Like, she has such a softness with her brother that is just really endearing. She's very fiercely loyal and protective of her best friend. And so I like the way that her personality comes through in her interactions with the people around her. She's really, she really tries to help her father overcome his addiction throughout the story, and their relationship is super tense. But she has just a really fantastic character arc, which really, kept me focused on her in the book. The author did a really good job of painting a very vivid picture of the slums of Jakarta. I could really visualize everything that was happening as they walked through the city, the bustling train station where the vendors are all selling their wares to the tourists. It was very vivid. I felt it come alive for sure. Nia has a really hard life, and that is not shied away from in the book at all. And I appreciated that, to see that, because it's not something that I'm exposed to all the time. There were points in the story that I kind of had to put the book back down and step away, because it was really hard to read. And I kind of felt overwhelmed with her situation. But I had so much sympathy for this young girl who was in this just impossible situation that had to keep coming back. And the story ends on a really hopeful note, and it was empowering, and it made me feel very satisfied for all of the characters. Overall, just a really great story about empowering women. So I highly recommend it. Themes in this book: trouble at home and writing it out. Write out your emotions. Read alikes. I read another book, and I did a book talk on this before. Amal Unbound by Aisha Saeed. I love that book. Another book about a girl who's in an impossible situation and dreams of getting an education. And The Bridge Home by Padma Venkatrangman. So with that, I hope that you found something to book up your week. Thanks, everyone.